I'm back as promised or threatened, however you want to take it. So I don't have a lot to show for music collection update, but I'm going to show what I've got. It's just 2 CDs, a 7-inch and a 12-inch vinyl. So it's quality over quantity. Remember that. First off, I'm going to show a couple CDs I picked up. This is Striker, Canadian speed/power band out of Canada. This is Eyes in the Night. This is actually their first full-length release. This has, it calls Eyes in the Night on the back. It calls it an EP, but it's I've never seen a 10-song EP before. And then it has the Road Warrior EP, which was an EP that came out before this album. So it includes Eyes in the Night, what I consider to be a full length, and then the Road Warrior EP, which is really, really cool that it combined that, so I don't have to pick that up as well. Just great, straight, melodic thrash metal. One of the best singers going right now in this new wave of traditional heavy metal. I have this, and I have City of Gold. And I haven't listened to this enough to form a solid opinion yet. But right now I'm leaning more towards City of Gold. City of Gold is just a classic album. And, you know, Striker to me is one of the best of the new wave of traditional heavy metal bands. But there's the cover to the EP, Road Warriors, which is really, really cool. It makes them look heavier than they are. And then Eyes in the Night. And then it's got Road Warrior below it. So, really, really cool to grab this. And I got it really, really cheap. And then, okay, so I'm a big fan of power metal, especially 80s power metal. And especially Helloween. And so I've always tried to find bands that, you know, maybe weren't as good as Helloween, but you know, we're in that same vein, and I'm talking about old Helloween, not the new stuff. And I come across this band one day on YouTube called Abraxas, which are out of Germany. And man, of all the bands that are in that kind of style of 80s, and this album came out in 1998. So this is well after Helloween's heyday. But this is right up there with the power metal bands that I enjoyed back in the day. If this had been released like 90 or 89, 88, somewhere in there, I think it would be considered a classic. But it was released in 1998 when metal wasn't, you know, as big around the world. Was struggling to find an audience, you know. Just a few years too early for the new wave to have hit. But and then I come to find out this is their only worldwide release. They had a Japanese release before this. But this is Tomorrow's World. And man, it's really, really killer, man. I think if you like power metal, I think this is a band you should check out, especially if you like Helloween and there's a few other bands that they're in the vein of. You know, they're heavier than like a Blind Guardian. But anyway, German power metal from the late 90s. So they were holding it down, man. Still doing power metal when power metal wasn't cool. Alright, now, for vinyl, I've got one 7-inch. My favorite unsigned band is the Zigzags. I've talked about them a few times on here. This is just a little EP called L.A. to Pedro. And basically it's a split between Zigzags and a band called Mike Watt and the Second Men. And that's the other side. That's the Mike Watt and the Second Men side. And it looks like there's like one song from each band covering the other band. So Zigzag's doing a Second Men song, and then the Second Men doing a Zigzag song, and then one extra song per band is on here. So a total of 4 songs. It's really, really cool, man. I'm a huge fan of Zigzags. I'm not sure why they're not signed to a major label yet. Good mix of metal and punk, along with some stoner, a little bit of doom at times. Not lately, though. It's been a little bit faster lately. They've seemed to come in their own as a crossover thrash band, in my opinion. And finally, last but definitely not least, the re-release of Anacrusis reissue. This is on Metal Blade. This is their 1990 album, my favorite album, Reason. Yeah, 1990. I wanted to make sure of that. I'm never 100% on date. This is the gatefold. And so kind of like last year was like a big year for Anacrusis re-releasing their albums. I'm not sure if all of them were released yet, but I'll probably pick up. I don't think I'll pick them all up. Maybe I will. I don't know. You'll see. But this is my favorite, Reason. It's got my favorite song by them, Stop Me. Just great progressive thrash metal. Time changes, vocal changes. You know, he goes from one style of singing to another. He goes from singing very, very soft to shouting, and it's sometimes this really, really cool high-pitched type vocal. So, yeah, it was a good year for Anacrusis fans last year, man. And looks like that'll continue into 2020. Here's the inner. You can hear my dog drinking water, probably. And I really like these. There's nothing special about the vinyl. It's just 180 gram black vinyl. I love my black vinyl. But man, I love Metal Blade sleeves. You know, because they've got the inner protection, but just I love the black and the white and the designs of this Metal Blade. I love Metal Blade reissues. And it's a double LP, by the way. Total of 12 songs. And on a side note, if you're a big Anacrusis fan like me, Ken Nardi, who's the guitarist and singer for the band, has his own album out. I can't think of the name of it, but just look him up, Ken Nardi. I'm hoping to find that on vinyl, but I don't know if it was released on vinyl or just CD. So I just now started looking for it. All right, that's it, everybody. Hope everybody's had a good 2020 so far. And, yeah, maybe it's a good year. Should be a lot of good albums coming out this year. So we'll see. 2019 I thought was a great year. I saw where, was it Brendan D did a 2019 Year of the Comebacks. Man, it was. From Death Angel to Flotsam and Jetsam. I mean, just a lot of great bands made some cool albums last year. By the way, Death Angel's Humanicide, I think, was nominated for a Grammy. So, check it out. Thanks for watching, as always, and take care. Let me know what you think about these CDs and vinyls. We will talk to you soon. Follow out.